Welcome to Next Level on Level with Emily. I'm Emily Reese. I'm here with producer Sam Keenan. Hey, Sam.
Hello.
Hi there. And we're talking about what episode is coming up this week, which is Maclaine Diemer talking about not Guild Wars, talking about Salt and Sacrifice, which is like a side scroller action RPG, Metroid, little bit of Metroidvania kind of vein, and Souls like difficult bosses and the like, but very different from Guild Wars. So what did you think of the episode that we've got coming up with Maclaine?
I thought it was super fun and the game looks fun too. I love a side scroller, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was cool and it was interesting like hearing him working with a lower budget. There wasn't like an orchestra and he talks a little bit about not getting a real choir and stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah. I do like how there are live elements though that are pretty heavily manipulated. Like what did that sound like to you who's like accustomed to working with stuff like that? I mean, it was kind of like a grimy score, right?
Yep, I
Yeah.
absolutely love that kind of stuff. And I thought the cello, I mean, you can make a cello sound a lot of ways, and he found a bunch of fun ones. Even just the cello main cello sound, it's just really like got this gritty realness, and there's all this body of the cello that comes out, and it feels you can like
Mhm.
hear the bow hit the strings, and it's just like really I love that kind of a sound out of a cello, like a grimy
Mhm.
and nice. And it's just
Yeah.
the minimalistic nature of everything and stuff. But then yeah, he threw all these fun effects on stuff and he did weird breaking the rules things with plugins and I love that kind of stuff. That's my favorite.
Yeah, the auto tune. I don't want to give away the auto tune thing, but that was one of my favorite bits. And then also just going back to the cello for a half a second, like I loved how he's like, we'll see in this track, it's the same melody, but it's dirtier. And I love being able to like demonstrate both of those
Mm-hmm.
examples with the main theme, which is performed on cello. So yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, and he talked a little bit about doing things wrong, I think is how he put it.
Yeah.
Which if I would have if I wouldn't have heard him talking about that stuff and just been listening, I wouldn't have thought of it that way. But it was yeah, like using plugins wrong and pushing digital distortion and just messing with sounds. He obviously just has a good ear for doing that right because you can easily do things wrong and just have it sound like garbage.
Right.
So it's knowing what's good and it sounds great. I think he made some reference to the score sounding kind of, I forget how the word he used, but trashy or dark or something. But
Yeah.
I didn't think it necessarily came off that way, just listening to
Right.
it. But yeah.
Well, and I think too that that's because all of the things fit together in the palette, right? Like everything fits together, and so it sounds like a unit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Mm-hmm.
a cohesive unit of a score, which is really cool. Of course, if you put it up next to his Guild Wars music and you hear this beautiful polished orchestra, with that's was recorded on a giant soundstage somewhere, you can hear differences, but it's not like you listen to Salt and Sacrifice and think, "Oh, that's unpolished." I mean, that's not how it happens at
Right.
all, right?
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting and good and like used, like subtly when, things are wacky or whatever.
Yeah.
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 I thought it was super neat. And also like it's, because we've talked about before, like the game music can just be any genre, but
Right.
something like this just it is video game music. You hear it, and if you're familiar with game music at all, that's what it is. If there's a genre that is video game music, then this is clearly it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I'm excited to share it with everybody. Maclaine Diemer coming up. He did Salt and Sacrifice, and you'll hear him talk about it on this week's episode of Level. Join us on Discord. The link is down in the show notes. Become a patron if you can. Follow us here on YouTube, all the things. Patreon.com/level. You can go to levelwithemily.com. And yeah, Sam Keenan, producer, Emily Reese from Level with Emily. Thanks so much.
Catch you next time.